The laughter cut sharper than the glass in my hand. "Relax," Claire said. Her smile bright and careless as she draped an arm around my shoulders. He's always been sensitive. The word landed like a slap. Around us, our friends chuckled, wine glasses clinking, the room warm with music and perfume. I felt my face burn as if everyone could see the small, shameful thing she just exposed and pinned to my chest. I laughed too. That was my reflex. Laugh before the silence noticed me. The party was supposed to be a celebration. 10 years married. New apartment. New start. That's what Claire had told me while she zipped herself into a black dress I'd never seen before, humming distracted, already somewhere else. Now, watching her across the room, I wondered when exactly I'd stopped being part of her elsewhere. She floated through the crowd like she belonged to it more than she belonged to me. Every touch lingered too long. Every joke at my expense earned her another ripple of approval. I told myself I was imagining things. I told myself love bends, stretches, survives embarrassment. But then she did it again. "So," she announced loudly, turning to our friend Marcus, "remember when he thought I was cheating just because I came home late?" She laughed, light and musical. God, the paranoia. The word echoed. Paranoia. I stared into my drink, seeing not whiskey but the night she'd slept with her phone face down, the sudden passwords, the way her body turned slightly away from mine in bed. All easily explained, all easily dismissed, until it wasn't. The doorbell rang, sharp against the music. A pause rippled through the room as our host moved to answer it. 2 women stepped inside, shaking rain from their coats. They didn't look lost. They looked intentional. One of them, tall, auburn-haired, scanned the room and locked eyes with me. Not Claire. Me. My chest tightened. The other woman, darker, quieter, followed her gaze. They exchanged a glance that felt rehearsed, heavy with meaning. My stomach dropped with the certainty that something had just shifted off its axis. Claire noticed them a second later. I watched the color drain from her face in real time. Her smile faltered, froze, then reassembled into something brittle. "Oh," she said, "you made it. You made it. Not who are you? Not what a surprise." My heart began to pound, loud enough that I wondered if anyone else could hear it. The auburn-haired woman stepped closer. "Hi," she said gently, eyes still on me. "I'm Lena, and this is Mara." She nodded to her companion. "We were invited." "By mistake." Claire snapped too quickly. "You should go." Lena's expression softened, almost apologetic. "I think it's time." The room fell quiet. Conversation stalled mid-sentence. Someone turned the music down. Claire laughed, sharp and desperate. "This is ridiculous." I finally found my voice. "Claire," I said, hating how small it sounded. "Who are they?" She didn't look at me. Not once. Lena did. "We didn't plan to do this publicly," she said. "But you deserve to know." My pulse roared in my ears. "Know what?" Mara stepped forward then, her voice steady but strained. "We've been seeing your wife for over a year." The words didn't register at first. They hovered, abstract, waiting for meaning to attach. Then something inside me cracked, slow and loud, like ice breaking underfoot. "That's not," Claire started, but Lena cut her off. "You told us he knew," Lena said. Hurt flashed across her face. "You said you were honest." I looked at Claire, really looked, at the woman I'd built a life around, whose moods I'd memorized, whose silences I'd learned to tiptoe around. She stared at the floor like a child caught stealing. "How long?" I asked. She swallowed. "It didn't start like that. It never does." My mind scrambled for footing. Images reeled past. Late nights, secret smiles at texts, unexplained trips. I had been assembling a puzzle without wanting to see the picture. "You humiliated me," I said quietly, the words trembling. "And you call me paranoid." Her eyes filled with tears, and for a second I felt that old instinct rise. Protect her? Fix this. Love is a terrible muscle memory. "I was afraid," she whispered. "I didn't want to lose you." Mara laughed softly, bitter. Funny way of showing it. The room felt too small, airless. People shifted uncomfortably, unsure whether to watch or look away. I realized this wasn't just my moment. It was spectacle, just like the jokes, just like the humiliation. Lena turned to me. We didn't come to hurt you. We just couldn't keep pretending. Something in her honesty steadied me. Not enough to stand tall, but enough to stand. Get your things, I said to Claire. The word surprised us both. What? She breathed. I'm done being the punchline, I said. My voice found strength in its own echo. You made choices. Now live with them. She reached for me, fingers brushing my sleeve. I stepped back. The silence that followed felt earned. As Claire gathered her coat, sobbing quietly, I caught my reflection in the darkened window. Eyes red, shoulders squared. Broken, yes, but not erased. Lena and Mara lingered by the door. I'm sorry, Lena said again. I nodded. Me too. When the door closed behind them, the party didn't resume. It couldn't. Some fractures are too loud. Later, alone in our apartment, I sat on the floor amid the remnants of a life. Photos, books, a half-packed suitcase Claire had forgotten in a rush to leave. I felt grief roll through me in waves. Sharp and dull, love tangled with betrayal. But beneath it all was something unexpected. Relief. The truth had arrived